competitors.
I can hear the wind speed increasing. Let's switch down to the camera, which is in the chamber there with the teams. Let's go to the, here we go, that's what we want to see. We've got the Vipers there, Andre and Josh. No, but it's their turn now. Come on, says Josh. Come on. Andre does.
So the next few battles we're going to see is on the same draw that we just previously see with Aspire and Windor GB. The Vipers and Windor DC are going to go battling up on the same draw. So two battles coming up. The winner between the Vipers and DC will go in the finals against Windor GB, and the loser is going to go in a small final battle against Aspire.
So the fight we saw in this, the fastest time was a 5:9.2, Domi, just as an example of what to look for. Less than a minute on this particular draw.
5.9 from Aspire on this particular draw. Let's see if Vipers can beat that.
Wow. It's intense stuff. It always is when we get to this stage of competition.
How's it going, Regan?
31 seconds on the clock.
Clean, fast round so far from the Vipers. Into their final page here. Okay, almost down with that round. Just finished the last mixer.
Are they going to be less than a minute, Domi?
They are, I believe they are. That's a final score of 58.808.
All right, so we saw Aspire put down a 5.9.254 before.
Yeah, so that is so far the fastest round that's been flown on this specific draw.
As we said, a glimpse behind the curtain of what the final could be. DC, though, these two, if anybody can beat that score, these guys are fast. Oh, but they're all fast, though. It's just difficult to call, isn't it? Let's just watch and see what happens. 58.808 for First Blood.
Cesar and Danny, the Wonder Boys of the Windors. Wow, that's really fast. Regan finishing this first page on the 18-second mark.
Is that faster than Vipers were?
That seems slightly faster, yes.
Oh, the crowd.
Minor glitch here. Just one leg went up and he lost maybe a couple meters, but went straight back into it.
All right, 10 seconds now, 58.8.
They are almost down. Okay, finishing up. Now back on their feet across the tunnel and out.
58.8.
Ooh, 58.1. They are taking this round. Yes.
Wow. Windor, DC.
Cesar putting his hand on his heart. Not only flying at that kind of speed is definitely a cardio exercises, but the pressure is so incredible for this competition that the emotions are really high.
Andre, it's not often you see him looking concerned, but look, there's a slight look of concern on his face now, Domi.
Windor DC has definitely been putting. Oh yeah, he just get the confirmation that the other team beat them on this first round. He was asking somebody outside in the crowd. Looked slightly disappointed and probably gonna fuel the fire inside of them to really go after this second round. DC has been putting them around for their money on the previous competition in the Clash of Lions.
Yeah.
Windor DC have been winning that previous competition. And Vipers are the actual world champion and the actual World Cup winner.
Yeah.
So they arrive into those competition, you know, with a lot of expectation for them. And those newer, really fast team coming up is really putting the pressure on them.
Home tunnel. You know the air, you know the familiarity of it.
It seems like he was asking somebody outside, like, you know, that sign when they have their hand crossed, it means bust. So they're asking if the other team had a bust there. Honestly, they should really be focusing on flying this next round. And
oh. What's Josh doing?
Yeah, he's asking confirmation on the draw, I believe, and that's sometimes what happens when they're focused on trying to see if the other team had a bust instead of focusing on the next draw.
Yeah.
Let's hope they're gonna put their head back in that game and really focus on this round.
Game on for a place in the final. At the moment, it's DC who've edged themselves forward. Vipers now to answer and to try and take this second round. Trying to force a tiebreaker. What was the fastest? It's a fast one, this, isn't it, Dummy? We saw a 5-2 from Aspire, but then GB came back with a 5-1.5. It's a fast round, this one.
It's a really, really fast round. And they're already in the middle of their last page on the 40-second mark. That's going to be a really fast performance from the Vipers here. Keeping it clean. Wow, look at that.
Oh, wow.
49.211. This is the fastest this round has been flown so far. Very, very good performance from the Viper. The pressure is definitely on from Cesar and Danny from Windor DC.
We were saying a moment ago, have we seen anybody fly less than 50 seconds on a two-way dynamic? We have now. 49.2. Oh. I mean, just to see what we saw earlier, Domi, the fastest we saw was a 5-1.5. So 2.5 seconds faster than what the Vipers have just done. DC now.
Look at them go. They're giving it all. You can see in their flying the intensity, the power in the rotation, in the transition, using the tunnel to the best of their capacity.
Vipers trying to force the tiebreaker. DC with 49.2 to beat.
Oh! They pulled it off. They pulled it off. Almost went the wrong direction, but picked it back up. That was incredible save here.
49.2 is the target.
Oh, it's looking good.
10
Head
seconds.
down 360. Final circles. All right, back on their head and out. Ooh, that's
49.2.
not gonna be enough. 50 seconds, 0.456.
Have Vipers managed to force the tiebreaker? Do we have another battle off? Wow, we're going to find out. Well, are we not going directly into that battle? Are we not going to find out what's happened there? We're just being told now that we're just going to have a little break, I believe. But let's just find out exactly if that is confirmed. We're just going to watch what's happening here in the tunnel. Let's keep our eyes on that right now. Let's not go anywhere just in case something is amiss. Look at this concentration on the faces. Have Vipers managed to force the tiebreaker, Domi?
Well, if those scores are maintained, it would seem like we're going into a tiebreakers because the raw score with no bust from all of those teams, Windor DC took the first round and Viper took the second round. Now, if there's, I don't believe there's any review because it seems like they're going straight into it.
So we think the first round goes to DC. That's what we think. That's what we're looking for. We're looking
On paper, yes,
Yeah,
the
the
raw score indicated that.
We're looking for the hand on the right being risen. Oh, what's
Okay,
happening?
no,
Out?
they are not ready.
So it could be some
So
reviews.
I believe there is some review, yes.
Let's stick with them. Let's keep our focus on these flyers.
Yes, we can see the judges now looking at the screen. All of them really focusing and discussing.
Let's have a look at the faces and see the emotion.
One of the judges talking to the meet director.
Here we go. This is the shot we want. We want to look at this emotion and see what's going on as they wait for... This is very typical of Onshea when there's something like this. He's helmet off, he's moving backwards and forwards, wondering what's going on. Now, what could be happening here, Domi?
It's hard to say from there, but definitely some...
There's something afoot. This is not your typical review for bus, is it? There's something else going on.
Okay, it seems like Windor DC is asking for a challenge, which I'm wondering on what, because they didn't have a bust, and normally you can only challenge your own bust.
Yeah.
They would have one bust. Okay.
So they're being told they got a bust, are they?
Okay, so I think that's what's going on. They were told that they have a bust, and
Yeah.
I think that's... Okay, so they are discussing this. They want to put a challenge, but the chief judge is coming and discuss it with them. Probably telling them that they have been reviewing it and they are sure themselves.
And there's a lot at stake. The championship's at stake. The legacy of being the champion for 2018. It's understandable. Emotions are running high. And people want to use every check and balance to make sure. But we're back in now for the decision.
Okay, so DC on raw score took that first round, but with a bust, he would make Vipers taking that first round as well. Viper had taken the second round. So let's see whose hand is being raised right now. If the Viper hands goes up first, and it does, it means they are going to be moving up to the finals.
So that first speed round, Vipers take it on the second round. Here's Vipers. So we have a final, Domi.
The final, the battle for the final will be the Vipers and Windor GB. And the small final, the battle for a spot on the podium, will be Windor DC and Team Aspire.
Wow, tense sporting action. Doesn't get any better than this. Domi.
That was a lot of emotion, and I really definitely got very emotionally engaged in here.
Whoa. So we know now we do have the final. Let's confirm who we've got. Vipers and...
Vipers and Windor GB will be battling it up for first and second place in the final on a speed round, a free round, and a potential speed tiebreaker. And same format for the small final for the battle for a place on the podium and a bronze medal between Team Aspire and Windor DC.
Don't go anywhere. Back in 15 seconds.